All right, so today's video, we are watching a Silver 4 support on PC. Going to be playing some Ana, Zen, and Brig on Hollywood. Just a little note again, because they still haven't fixed the spectator bug on this one. You're not going to be able to see health bars of the team that they're healing. I can't do anything about it, so I'm going to do my best to be able to get the feedback I can, so I apologize for that. They say, I am actually quite flabbergasted by this game. I did everything I could, but my tank would just blame that we didn't heal him. I tried to, but I can't heal through walls. I didn't have the best position, but I also do believe their soldier was cheating, or maybe a smurf. I am on a big losing streak, and I don't know how to get out of it. I know I'm not the best player, but I believe I should be good enough to win these games as a support. I was almost Silver 1, but I dropped down so far this new season, since the new season started. Maybe I swap heroes too much between games. So keep in mind, just to kind of summarize, they got blamed for not healing their tank, and they think the soldier might be cheating or a smurf. Anyway, here we go. Start off, see what happens. See how it goes. Is there a Cassidy hide in there? Yeah, there is. Look at to the right. What the heck? See what I mean about the health bar thing too, by the way, Chad? This is the problem we run into. Okay, so just to pause already, here's the problem I'm already seeing. Your team is just split. Like, you're sitting here, and while your team's moving in, you're staying back. This actually happened to me yesterday, where I was a little bit hesitant on pushing in as Brig, and I got killed because of it in the same way. So just try to stay with the same pace of your team. I know they're playing D.Va, so they have a bit more mobility, but the best thing you can do is stick with your team, not try to 1v1 a Cassidy. And I know it's frustrating because the Cassidy is out of position. I get that, but just try to stick with your team a little bit more. Because, like, obviously, like, if I'm in this situation, I'll be real with you. I'm going, there's a Cassidy flanking! There's it right in front of us! Good kill by your Widow. That Cassidy's still there, by the way, which is the best part. There's no way a Cassidy should be behind you. You hear him. You hear the Cassidy. You hear the Cassidy. Use your ping system, too, by the way, if you haven't yet. The Cassidy behind you. Yes, you heard the Cassidy. Yep, go with your team. Just go with your team. Don't worry about the cast. Okay. I need to talk about this very quickly because you did mention that your tank was complaining to you that you weren't healing. There's two issues happening. One, your tank should go back for the Cassidy, right? 100%. But number two, if they aren't going back for the Cassidy, the only real thing you can do here is push up with your team, and you're not doing that. So while your tank goes in, which, once again, I wouldn't say is the best play by the tank, you need to go in so you can to heal your tank. I've seen 2 team fights now where you get so distracted by a Cassidy, even when they're not killing you. Also, why is the HP bar... Look at the HP bar bottom left. Doesn't it say 250, but it's missing HP? Am I missing something here? Was there like an overshield? Anyway, so go in with your team at this point. If your team isn't going to do anything about the Cassidy, it is not on you. Just go in, and now you have a 5v4 against the other team. It would technically be a 4v4 because then they got to pick. No, it would be 5v4. Yeah, go with your team. You have a 5v4.
You need this.
Yeah, the animation was off. Yeah, I see. And that's kind of the problem. Okay, so just go in with the team. There you go, your Mauga killed the Cassidy.
I'll keep you up.
That makes sense. I get that with the animation. That makes sense then. Cool. Now, shooting at the sim is fine because your team's there, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, you can do that because your team's in front of you.
An old woman do the work.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
I've got you.
Pause. How many times did you look at your tank during that team fight? Here's the problem you're running into. You don't know how to balance between the damage and the healing, so you're just going pure damage, and then you forget about your tank. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you see how your tank is sitting there at half HP? This is why your tank is getting a little bit frustrated. I want to say 2 things can be correct in this sense. That one, yes, your tank is not playing correctly at times, but you're also not healing your tank. And that's what's happening. Like, your tank is... You say you can't heal your tank behind walls, but, like, while your tank is sitting there at half HP, you're trying to kill a Valked Mercy in the air. Do you see what's happening here? It's one of those things where it's about finding the balance between the healing and the damage. Not, oh, I'm going to kill a Valked Mercy while your tank's at 50%
That's
HP.
almost a year.
No, I wouldn't say they're thrown or anything like that. They're just, like... They're worried more about damage output right now, which, I mean, it can help you, but it's about the balance. You have to find balance. I think sometimes that gets lost. Okay, it worked out. I'll be honest with you.
I see it.
That nano, okay? You know what the reaction of that Genji was? Why? And then, okay, I gotta make it work, right? It wasn't like, nano me. Be careful on nano and a Genji, because I want you to imagine this. What happens if there isn't people as close as they are and the dash reset goes nowhere? You get a kill, but like, that Cassidy probably will be dead later on anyway. So, just be careful of that. It worked out, but the random nano sometimes, and I do this too on Ana. My problem with Ana is that if I hold my nano for too long, I go, I need to find value, and I'll nano somebody, and I'm like, you know what, in hindsight, probably not the play, but I just wanted to use it. Anyway. It worked out, though. It worked out.
Thank you. A round of healing.
Zenyatta.
Did the sleep might have been? That's okay.
Get out of there.
And yeah, I wish the health bar thing was fixed too, but I also can't, like, I can't go like a month without doing support VODs, you know what I mean? So we get a lot of good submissions, but like, I just gotta make the adjustment. I'm looking at the HP bars as much as I can to see what's going on, but... So far, so good. Good May help by your teammates. Good window by your BAP. It's okay to do damage now. Your teammates are at good HP. Everything's fine. HP-wise. If you want to... Yeah. I've learned that in Silver, like telling you to go take high ground right now. What are you looking at? What? No. Okay. We gotta reset here. Your reaction to having somebody shoot at you from their spawn should not be spinning around in circles. It should be going to the right side over here to survive, right where there's cover. Don't just, you almost got killed there because you just like spun around in circles and didn't really worry about him, right?
I keep you up. What's the gnome?
All right, here we go. Position in. I do like that you backed up here, by the way. This was a good style. Don't worry about your Genji now. Don't worry about Genji. Your tank. Don't worry about your Genji. Okay. And I need you to understand something here. Stop worrying about, like, your Genji there and worry about your tank. You can't help your Genji at that point. That is on your Genji. If they want to get healed, they are going to come to you at that point. You worry about your tank and capturing the point. One thing I've noticed from you already is you get easily distracted by other things on the map. And when you do that, your tank is left susceptible to that damage. Thankfully, your BAP has been paying attention to your tank, because if your BAP wasn't, you get rolled. All right, let's see.
Yippee.
And now you're healing your tank.
I won't let you fall.
We got him where we want him.
The Iron Forest watches over you. We need to fall back and regroup.
Yep, this is fine. Once again, that's on your Genji. That position is on your Genji. This is no. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this because I also do this, so I want to help everybody on this. Stop going out of your way to heal an out of position player, because every time somebody is out of position, when you go to heal them, it puts you out of position, and then that's what happens. You know who's going to survive this team fight? Your Genji. You know who's not going to survive it? The person trying to save their Genji. I struggle with this, but I've gotten better at it. Your Genji is behind a wall over here. You will not survive that. Who's going to survive? Your Genji. If your Genji dies there, it's their fault. Do not run in the middle of the open just to try to save your Genji. Now, if you went using the cart, maybe go here at this angle to give yourself a better spot, yeah. If you rotate around this way and go to like this angle, yes. But don't run into the open to save somebody massively out of position, especially when they're hiding here behind this wall getting rolled, okay? Keep in mind, I will make this mistake sometimes on support. I make this mistake sometimes on tank. Hence why I'm telling you about this, because I do it all the time, and maybe it will help me stop doing that. I do it all the damn time. And sometimes you will save them. So I'm not saying don't. You gotta, your Genji gotta survive in that. Find ways to save an out of position teammate by using cover, not running into the middle of the open. Okay? Wonderful. Let's handle the Meg. Okay. Cover. No. Cover and watch your teammates. Don't worry about the Ashe. You kind of did it right there, by the way. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. That was very well played by you right there. The way you did that was well played. That was, by the way, that was a much better example of what I was talking about, and I also want to show you when you do something right. To recognize that you couldn't be able to duel that Ashe and to go use cover and then take a better angle to save your teammate, that was great. Obviously, you know, any support player sees that Mao get low HP and you're like, uh-oh. But, like, I think that was the correct play because the Ashe probably would have killed you. So you made a good play. You hid behind a wall. You used cover, and then you were able to save your teammate, right? The tank almost died there, though, but you know what's going to happen? If the Ana keeps wide peeking that, they both probably die to that, right? That's why sometimes, like, you need to just... That's why the positioning takes precedent, because the Ashe concentrates on you. You go to good positioning, right? You rotate around, right? Like, here, I'll show you. The Ashe is up on high ground. They're shooting at you. The Maug is just below here, right? At critical HP. Your teammates have map control, so you don't have to worry about most of the damage happen here. The Ashe shoots at you, distracted by you, gets you low. You rotate here. The Ashe now doesn't know what to do. They drop down out of position. During that, you rotate over. You heal your Mauga just enough. You sleep the Ashe. And then boom, your Mauga is now alive on point. The Ashe is dead in a second. And then guess what? The Ana is still alive on point. Do you see? So, like, sometimes it's just how it has to go. Because if the Ana just sits in the middle trying to heal the Mauga, even if you get the Mauga to 40% HP, the Ashe kills you, you might be looking at a different story now, right? So... Instead, you get the point and with good time. Now, maybe there could have been a better approach to the position, like you like jiggle peek the corner near the health pack and hope the Ashe misses like the first like jiggle peek, and then you can probably get a little bit more heals. But once again, you also have to remember, chat, we're in a silver game, okay? We're not going to expect the players mechanically to do what we would see in a top 500 game. So I'm not going to sit there and expect them to do everything that you would do in a top 500 game. You get what I'm saying? That wouldn't be something that I would even. I've had to learn through spectating over. Which is crazy. I think we're like 300 plus spectating videos now. What I've learned over the year plus of spectating is that every rank plays differently. And for me to have expectations for them to play like a top 500 player in a silver lobby is just not going to happen. So I need to make sure that each rank that I'm watching, it's about simplifying the game to give them the right fundamentals rather than being like, oh, in top 500 we do this, you should do this too, right? I got to learn that, right? It's why early spectating I was very like adamant about high ground, and then a year later in spectating, while I show why high ground is good, I don't get mad if a player isn't always up there because utilizing high ground can be tough sometimes in a silver game, whether it's aim, bad positioning by the player, bad positioning by the teammates, right? Do you see what I'm saying? I still want to give, like, proper ways to play it, but, I give more wiggle room.
Look out!
Defend objective A.
Look out for each other. I'm only human.
Like, for example, right now your positioning is good. If your Mei dies there, it's your Mei's fault. If your Zarya dies there, it's your Zarya's fault. That's simple.
I'm under attack.
This is good positioning. I wish I could see health bars right now, outside of when they're critical. Don't be afraid to Ana grenade that area soon. I hate where your teammates are holding right now. I hate this.
Hold back.
This is an example, by the way, chat. Like in silver, this is an expected hold. In top 500, it isn't. So my point is, I have to call it differently. But like, I can't. That's tough. Oh, great! They Mei ulted. Wonderful.
Covering you. Objective lost. Stop the pain. Take this.
Oh, wait. Are we talking about... By the way, when I talk about the issue of holding, this part's fine. I'm not talking about the Ana, by the way. See? This part's fine. I'm not talking about the Ana. Hopefully I can... The Ana spot's fine. This spot up here where your teammates are kind of like playing around here is the problem, is that I'm seeing. Because you have no, like... The problem is that there's no real escape once you get to a certain point. So if you're playing out here, when you try to fall back, you're just dead. And that's what happened to the whole team, right? Like, that's why, like, it's not ideal. But I also understand in silver, like, it's the same thing on Blizzard World. Like, you're never going to see people holding the statue for the most part, right? You never see people, holding the statue for the most part in, like, a top 500 game. But, in a lot of ranks, even up until, like, Diamond, I see everybody holding the statue, right? So that's why I'm not like, oh, no, Like, but I'm just saying, like, it's always interesting to see people overextend here and then die and then get mad that they're, because this is just, you have no, unless you're willing to back up. I think this is what happens. And I think, yeah, someone just said there's no disengaging. So if you ever watch, like, and this could be helpful for people maybe in any rank, the reason why people hold close is because you can get poke damage and get cooldowns out. The problem is players don't want to back up. Does that make sense? And that's where the issue happens. Is if a player is playing up here and they're getting kills or they're getting damage out, but then they're getting grinded down, their reaction needs to be back up. But a lot of players just duke it out until they fall over, right? And that's the true problem there. Where would I recommend a hold? I mean, even in silver, you could hold here if you want to, like right at this choke. See, like right here. See. You could hold here. I don't like this as much, but like you could hold here if you want a safer spot. You know, the only thing you have to worry about is this angle. Like that's it. You know, and honestly, like I don't think a lot of players in silver necessarily off angle, and if they do, they just kind of sprint through and get rolled. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, once again, this is again a little bit too more advanced on the strategy. I was just saying, like, your teammates playing aggressive, that's on them. Your positioning was fine. If you wanted to push up with them, you can, but also remember that more than likely everybody's going to get rolled anyway. So, because at that point, you have no backup if your teammates aren't willing to back up. Anyway, continue on. Where do GM players hold instead? I can go very quickly. A normal setup is like player up here sometimes, generally play back here, play here and here. Reason being is cover, right? So if they get map control, you can always hide behind this wall. You can always hide in this room. You have a health pack. You have a safe exit for a retake. You can wrap around. Do you see? So you play the outsides of the map. So you can rotate around like this. See? If a team wants to play aggressive, you'll usually hide somebody here and then like hide your aggression. Does that make sense? Right? So you hide your aggression. You don't just like show that you're going to be aggressive, and then like generally the furthest you go is like right here. If you get a kill, you start moving up. They fall back, rinse and repeat. That's how it goes usually. If they take this control here, then you end up rotating back. Or you can take high ground, and then you can just do rotates. Do you see? See all that? It's basically how you would do that. That's why, like, but once again, it's silver. I don't expect people in silver to do that. I don't expect you to play back here in silver. I don't even necessarily recommend it if you're not going to rotate correctly. So, anyway, I hope that's helpful.
We need to fall back and regroup.
Heck yeah, Alfred. It's awesome. Good heals here on your teammates. Don't be afraid to nano your Zarya here, even in a 4v5. I think this is still very winnable. Do not nano now. Do not nano. Unless you really think your soldier's gonna pop off here, do not nano. Correct play. Bad position and correct play.
Got you.
Let them up.
I don't mind you being a little bit aggressive in this window. Just be careful until your Zarya's there, because it's that exact reason there.
Keep fighting.
No changes to Hollywood. Hollywood's been the same. They do like the Halloween version. This is a good play by Soldier. I can't really get mad about that one. Honestly. I can't really get mad about that one. That was just a good positioning by Soldier. Or a good play by Soldier. Well, I wouldn't say that was a good play by Soldier on the other team. But I will say it certainly will get a kill. DPS players, work in your positioning and be... Eventually, as a DPS player, you need to become a bit of a playmaker. And what I mean by that is don't be a... One thing I've been telling it, and this is just getting snowballed. One thing I tell a lot of DPS players nowadays, and something I've learned and it's helped me climb, because DPS has been my worst role, and I've gotten better at it, is you have to be willing to make plays, and the only way you're going to know what a good play or a bad play, that's a bad graph. That is a bad graph. Is by trying to make a play. So... Good heroes in this map. Depends on the role. Very sniper-heavy map. Heroes like Ashe are really good here. Widow. Yeah. Even Hanzo's okay. Yeah, your team got snowballed second. Just a bad second point for your team. I would have loved to see your team go high ground, like I said, but I don't expect it. Bad positioning by you. You know there's people over there. You have no reason to sit there when you're resetting. Back up. Get back with your team. Don't run into the middle of the open. That's just asking to fall over as your diva flies into their team. Wonderful.
I won't give in.
This is how you get snowballed, by the way. Okay? Remember they thought the soldier was cheating? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think they are. I mean, I can go to them at a certain point, but I think Crap had looked through, and from what I read, the soldier wasn't cheating.
Don't fret. I see you.
That's what I was told.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I'm gonna chalk that up to bad positioning by your diva and an unlucky timing on your nano. 'Cause I get the idea of nano in there. You're just getting snowballed, by the way. Baldy, thanks for the 14 months. Finish prize. Thank you, appreciate it. You're just getting snowballed here. So for anybody, whenever I reference here, I'll just like let people know. You're gonna hear me use the terminology like, oh, they snowballed right here. What that means is that you never have a team fight reset, right? In Overwatch, what you need to do a lot of the time is you need to take team fights as 5. And when you're getting snowballed, it means that your teammates are running in one by one and never letting you fight as a core. Even if that's just one person, right? It's never a true team fight if it's 4v5. So what's happening here is your team, since you lost that second point fight, remember when I was saying don't nano, which is right, since that point, your team has not had a 5-on-5 against this team because your team is just running into them. So this is what I mean by snowball. You've had 0 opportunity. This is a team effort heck up across the board. That is the best way to put it. This has been a team effort. All of you have been running all over the place. You've been doing your own thing. You've never had a chance to settle, and that's why this team is finishing with more time than you. So there you go. Listen, it's okay to reset. It is okay to play as 5. So do that more, all right? You can do it. Okay, so I'll explain why I don't mind Zenyatta here. So the way that you've been playing Ana, to me, based off of your wanting to damage everybody, you're not really constantly handling your tank. You're not putting yourself in good spots. You're trying to do more damage and you're trying to do healing. So maybe Zenyatta fits your playstyle a little bit more in this situation, right? Maybe this will help because your orb stays on them for, is it like 5 seconds now behind walls? Maybe that helps your tank with a little bit of HP now, and it allows you to do more damage output to out-of-position players. So maybe a swap like this helps you when you're not playing Ana ideally at that point. So I would just keep, honestly, with the way your team plays, just keep it on your diva. I'm telling you. If you keep that on your diva right now, you're gonna have a good time. Now, do you remember what happened last round? There was a Cassidy in your spawn. So where do you think the Soldier 76 is right now? Out of curiosity. Any guesses? Any guesses? Oh, wow, they were over in the exact same spot. Out of curiosity, what rank was I when I first started Overwatch? Top 500? Pretty much been top 500 since the game came out. Yeah, there was no rank at the beginning of Overwatch also. Then when it came out, we were top 100, yeah. What is going on? Where'd Juno go? I'm even lost. Dude, what is happening? Where's everyone? This is a, what the? That was just wild. I don't even know where to start. Outside of, if somebody's in your spawn, kill the person in your spawn or move in together as a team. Don't split your team and take isolated 1v1s. That's it. Zen ult to go to point. Correct play. Correct play. Save your diva if you can. Knowing how this game will go, you'll end up winning this team fight. Wow. Really good ult. Holy crap. Like, your team in general. That Mei ult. Discord Orb is your friend. Discord Orb is your friend. Okay, Discord Orb helps your teammates get kills easier. I want you to Discord the Orisa next time, okay? Let's get that Orisa Discorded for your teammates. Even if you're not hitting your shots, it benefits everybody. Your whole team is damage boosted against that Orisa if they're Discorded, okay? I want to see more Discord Orbs out of you. All right?
Objective A captured.
Okay, you discorded somebody, but look at they killed the discorded target. Nice. Kill your teammate. Kill your teammate. There you go. You're probably dead here, right? I don't... Dude, this has been wild. What is happening in this game? Okay, here we go. Killing your teammate. Nice. Kill your diva as soon as you can. Your Mei can deal with that. Remember, there is a soldier behind you. So I want you to think about positioning during this, right? Use your ult once you get it. Just the moment you get that, hit that button. Correct play. This is just to kind of like add a little bit more of the hecticness of this team fight. Okay, I would recommend aiming. Did your mouse break? Did you run out of battery? What happened? Because if so, I've had that happen before. Did your cat unplug your mouse? Because once again, had that happen a lot, so I get it. It looked like the mouse just broke. That's right? Like, yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like. Because I've had just yesterday, Sully unplugged my mouse multiple times. All right, you're on Brig now, which I mean, I don't mind Brig in this situation necessarily. You know what I mean?
Special delivery. Here, take this.
Here we go. Brig here is like okay. Yeah, I don't mind the position you had as Brig, but like if your team's not gonna play as you're a little bit too aggro here, but if you survive it, you survive it. Go to your left. Okay. Go to your left here next time. Or even stay in here for a second and an angle. Don't sit in the middle of the open.
all doing well.
Remember, use cover, not middle of the open. Do not benefit from standing in the middle of the open. Benefits the other team. Cover. Play cover. Proc Inspire now. Hit somebody with your flail. It will give you heals. That's good. That works. See, look at your heals. See how they're going up? Okay, hit somebody else with that again. Or hit somebody. There you go. Now your heals will go up. Don't bash in. Okay, well, that's a way to go back to spawn quickly. All right, you have Brig ult. 40 seconds on the clock. I mean, truthfully, if your team doesn't just feed, you should have this. Because your ultimates will be far better than theirs to win a team fight. Mei ult, Brig ult. Bad Brig ult. Very bad Brig ult. Very bad Mei ult. Never mind. Nope. Absolutely. It's okay to regroup. You had time. And maybe you still take it, right? I'm gonna pause right here. Do you notice something by any chance here? You managed to switch to Zenyatta, walk all the way back to point, and the cart still isn't even fully pushed. Do you see why I wasn't happy about your ult usage right there? Because all you need to do is die on cart as a team, get a couple ultimates out, and then come back with yours. Instead, your team just sits there, spams all their ultimates, and they're gonna get mad at each other for losing. You see how you managed to get back to the team fight after all of that? That's why I was like, why? And that's that. You're just gonna, that's it. That's game. Okay. I'm gonna do one more thing just to show people something, because I know this will be asked. Here, you want to see it? This is the person I thought the soldier, I'll just show people this. They said that the Cassidy might be cheating. I'll show you. Just to see some Cassidy play. You tell me if they're cheating.
That's a wrap.
Now, Smurf, maybe? Cheater? Now.
The enemy is challenging the objective.
They're not cheating. Just want to point that out. Okay? So I wanted to show people that because I imagine that would have been a question later on. They're not cheating. Crap also had looked through the VOD and they weren't cheating at all. So I wanted to at least add that in there so people can know, because they did say that at the beginning. Anyway, let's head back this way. So yeah. So my problem I had with all of this. Okay? So here's the thing. You have this thing where you were like, oh, my tank is mad I'm not healing them. You know, I can't heal through walls, etc. My take is this. You need to really focus more on your tank rather than trying to do a bunch of damage, right? Because you hear it a lot. Like, oh, just do damage and you'll climb. It's about the balance of that, right? If you have unreal aim, then of course you can probably damage everybody and just win, right? But if you don't have unreal aim, then there's a good chance that you're going to have to find that balance. And I felt like on Ana especially, you were very distracted. One person would shoot 4 damage at you, you turn around and they could shoot you for 4 damage for a minute and a half, and at no point will you turn around and heal your tank. So while your tank was out of position a lot and did have some bad plays, both can be right in a situation where your tank is feeding, but you're also not helping the situation. And I felt like that was the problem. Focus on your tank. If everybody's at good HP, you've heard me talk about this before, then you can go and do more damage output, right? And I think that's really what you need to fix, because everything else gets better as everybody else in your team is surviving team fights and you're putting yourself in better spots. But if you keep putting yourself in these bad spots, you're getting distracted by like someone in your back line and never helping your team, you're gonna lose a lot of games because you're so worried about things that you don't even have to worry about at a certain point. So play with your team more. Stop worrying about like the Cassidy on the flank, or like if you see a Mercy Valken in the air, you should not sit there and try to DPS a fully HP Valked Mercy while your tank is on point at 30% HP or 50% HP, right? So just be careful with that. I think if you can clean up that part of your gameplay, you're going to be in a very good spot. Last thing, this goes for anybody watching. If you're in overtime, recognize when you have 2 team fights and don't spam your ultimates, okay? One of the teams will. If the team fight isn't going well, die in cart and come back for one last team fight reset. Don't try to 2v5 to win, because you know what happens? Even if Mei hits that ultimate or the Brig hits the ultimate on point, there's still about 20 seconds on the clock. They get back, they use all their ultimates, and you lose. So you want to at least die in the cart at that point. Don't, or like back up and don't give them a free team fight. I just need to point that out for everybody, because I see it a lot in every spectating I watch, whether it's from bronze all the way to top 500. In overtime, you don't need to panic, go to the point. You need to set up for the best possible team fight. Okay? So, want to help everybody in that sense. But yeah, you work on the things we talked about. I think you will climb and you'll kind of get back to where you were at that silver 1. But if you keep doing this is how you're going to have a large variance of games, because it's very random how you're playing. So, clean that up. You'll be in a good spot. You can climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you would do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.